The Galactic Assembly convened in the Grand Chamber of the Nexus Station. Representatives from over 300 species gathered to witness the formal introduction of Earth to the interstellar community. Whispers and chittering echoed through the vast hall as the human delegation entered. 5 individuals in simple blue uniforms, lacking the ornate regalia common to other species. Ambassador Tavik of the Meridian Collective leaned toward his aide. "They look so primitive," he said, mandibles clicking in amusement. "Did you see their vessel? Chemical propulsion supplemented with basic ion drives. My ancestors designed better ships 50,000 years ago." The human delegation took their place at the central podium. The lead representative, a woman with gray-streaked hair who had introduced herself as Admiral Hayes, gazed calmly around the chamber. "Distinguished representatives," she began, her voice carrying through the translator fields, "on behalf of Earth and humanity, we are honored to join this assembly." From the upper tiers, Representative Morax of the Tellurian hegemony rose. His crystalline form caught the light as he spoke. "The assembly acknowledges Earth," he said, voice resonating. "Though we must note your technological development falls below standard inclusion parameters. The assembly typically requires gravitic manipulation capability as a minimum qualification." A ripple of agreement and poorly concealed amusement passed through the gathered delegates. Admiral Hayes nodded. "We understand. Earth is still young in its current technological phase." "Current phase?" asked Ambassador Laurel of the Vespid Domains, antennae twitching with curiosity. "Yes," Hayes replied. "Our current civilization is approximately 12,000 years old, a mere infant." Murmurs of condescension filled the chamber. Most species measure their civilizations in hundreds of thousands of years. However, Hayes continued, "This is not humanity's first civilization." The chamber quieted. "Our archaeological records indicate previous advanced human civilizations dating back over 3 million years. We have risen and fallen many times." Ambassador Tavik scoffed. "Preposterous. Where is your evidence? Where are your ancient monuments, your space stations, your planetary engineering?" Hayes smiled slightly. "We consumed them." The silence deepened. "Humanity has a unique relationship with our technology," explained Dr. Reed, another member of the Earth delegation. "When our civilizations reach certain thresholds, we integrate our creations into our environment, our bodies, our genetics. Then, when catastrophe strikes, as it inevitably does over millions of years, that technology becomes part of us, buried in our DNA, waiting to be rediscovered." He activated a holographic display showing human genetic sequences, highlighting certain segments. "These are what we once called junk DNA. In reality, they are compressed technological knowledge, biological encryption from previous eras of humanity. Each time we fall, we ensure our knowledge isn't truly lost, merely dormant." The assembly's scientific representatives leaned forward, suddenly intensely interested. "We've only decoded a fraction of this genetic archive," Reed continued, "but what we've found suggests human civilizations have previously achieved technologies far beyond what this assembly currently possesses." Ambassador Laurel's antennae were fully extended now. "If true, this would make humans the elder race," completed Director Vox of the Archival Consortium, speaking for the first time, "the theoretical progenitors of galactic civilization." Hayes nodded. "We've suspected as much since discovering similar genetic markers in several species represented here today." The chamber erupted in chaotic discussion. Many delegates expressed outrage and disbelief, others fascination and alarm. Commander Joloth, the military representative from the Krell Imperium, silenced the chamber with a thunderous slam of his armored tail. "Convenient claims," he growled. "A primitive species arrives and declares itself the ancestor of all. Provide real evidence." Hayes turned to the final member of the human delegation, an elderly man who had remained silent until now. He stepped forward, leaning on a simple cane. "My name is Professor Thomas," he said quietly. "I am a historian specializing in what we call the First Fall, approximately 2.7 million years ago. Our most recent excavations uncovered this." He activated a second hologram displaying an ancient stone tablet covered in symbols. Many delegates jolted in recognition. These symbols appear in the earliest records of 57 species represented in this assembly, Professor Thomas said. We've spent decades deciphering them. They described a species called the architects who seeded worlds across the galaxy before disappearing. The coordinates of those worlds match many of your homeworlds, and the text describes the architects exactly as we appear now. He deactivated the hologram. We didn't come to the assembly seeking validation of our history or to claim authority. We came because the cycle is beginning again. The knowledge in our genetics is awakening, warning us of a threat that ended our previous civilizations, a threat this galaxy will soon face. The chamber had gone completely still. Humanity has risen and fallen 7 times, Admiral Hayes said into the silence. We've learned to recognize the signs. Something is coming, something that has hunted advanced civilizations for millions of years. We believe that together we might finally break the cycle. Ambassador Tavik's mandibles had stopped clicking. If humans are truly the elder race, then we have much to teach each other, Hayes finished. Not as superiors to inferiors, but as family long separated. Earth may appear primitive to you now, but we are remembering what we once were. And what we once knew may be the only hope for all our futures. As the implications settled over the assembly, the derision that had greeted the humans' arrival was replaced with something new, a quiet, dawning respect tinged with the first stirrings of hope and fear of what ancient darkness might be approaching from the void between stars. The hunter that had brought down even the mighty architects of galactic civilization 7 times before.